Hello YouTube, Glenn Anderson here. Welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. So today's accumulation block, week 2, day 4, final day of week 2. So today we're just doing some stiff-legged deadlifts to start off with. So today's workout called for stiff-legged deadlifts, yoke carry, farmer's walk, and then sandbag, and then stones. May not seem like a lot on paper, but it is actually quite a lot to do. I think I was at the gym for 3.5 hours today. So for those of you that are not familiar with wave training, this is what I'm doing on the stiff-legged deadlifts. So I start the first wave with 3 sets, and the first set is 8 reps, the second set is 5 reps, and the third set is 3 reps. And then I do it all again on the second wave, but with heavier weight. So we're on the first wave. So I did 150 for 8, and then set 2, here we are now at 170 for 5. And the third one, 190 for 3. All quite easy, not taxing at all in the slightest. So with wave 2, I start set 1 with the weight that I did for set 2 on the first wave. So I'll start at 170 for 8 on the second wave, 8 reps. And then once I've done that, I select for set 2 the weight that I did on the third wave of the first one. So we've now moved up to 190, 5 reps. And then I finish up on 200 kilos for 3 reps. Nice and easy, not, like I say, no struggle whatsoever. So I'll be doing the same again next week, but with more weight. So moving on to that, now doing the yoke carry, 15 metres drop and turn. So doing this for speed now. This is just a warm up though. That yoke empty is 100 kilos. It's quite a wobbly, shitty yoke, to be honest. It's supposed to have 4 pins in it and 2 screws to hold it together. Both the screws are missing and there's 2 pins missing. So it's literally just being held together by 2 screws, and it gets very wobbly, especially at speed. But I suppose it's good in a way, because then that means when I have another yoke in a comp, in theory it should be easier because I'm used to using this shitty yoke. So just warming up with 100 and 180. So the gist of today was basically to do 15 metres drop in turn and go as heavy as I can, but be able to do it in under 21 seconds. So I'm allowed to increase the weight so long as I get it in under 21 seconds. If it takes me longer than 21 seconds, it's a fail, and that's where it all ends. So 260 kilos. And my time for this was 1675, 280 kilos. With the 280, I was a bit slower here. I did this in just under 21 seconds, only just. Because it's a wobbly yoke, sometimes I'm scared to go quickly, because if I put a foot wrong I can end up going down, and I don't want to drop it. With the yoke you really don't want to drop it, because if you do you've got to pick it up again, and that's going to cost you time. So you really don't want to drop it where you don't have to. I was contemplating going for 300, but because I only got it just under 21, I thought I'd play it safe. I didn't want to have any fails. I didn't want to take more than 21 seconds, so I just went up to 285, and this time I made sure I concentrated, and yeah, I was able to get just under 20 seconds with this. I could have gone a little bit higher, but I think that'll do for today. 6 sets of yoke is enough, quite tiring. So after that, moved on to the Sandbag. Sorry, the Farmer's Walk first, then the Sandbag. So with the Farmer's Walk, it's 20 metres, but I have to turn every 5 metres. So I'm doing 4 lots of 5 metres. And the object is to do it in under 16 seconds. And with this, you don't need a lot of weight at all. That actually took me 16.47. I was actually over a little bit, which really surprised me. I think I kind of underestimated it, because I went into this thinking that 64 would be a piece of piss. I mean, I've never done it like this before. I did do the frame carry like this, but that was only 3 lots and not 4. So I had no idea, so I thought, well, I'll go super low and start with 64. But even with super low weight, you know, you really don't need a lot of weight on this. This is all for speed, so I'm just using low weight. I'm not bothered about it, because I'm going to come in next week and do heavy farmers and rest the yoke. So the next strongman session will be Farmer's Walk based. So if I'm going heavy on the yoke, I'm going to go light on the farmers, and that's exactly what I did today. Okay, so moving on, doing sandbag over yoke bar today. So the idea with this, see, I gripped it a little bit wrong there on the first attempt, but then I managed to grab it right on the second. So I'm using a 72 kilo bag there, but I'm trying to one motion every single rep, and so I'm using a 50-inch bar. So the program called to do 1 rep every 20 seconds. I've got to admit, I actually underestimated this as well. I managed to complete it quite easily. It's not the weight of the sandbag, because 72 kilos is a light sandbag for me, but it was a bit gassy. Having to do 1 rep every 20 seconds is quite strenuous work, actually. It's not as easy as it seems. So you do need some good endurance to do this. So 12 rounds of this, 1 rep every 20 seconds. That's 4 minutes of work. So by the time I've lifted it up, chucked it over and all that, I've got about 10 seconds to rest, if that, and then I have to go again, and 10 seconds is literally nothing really. So I'm using a belt here, but that's just about it really. I don't want to tax my back too much, so I thought I'd wear a belt. But yeah, 72 kilo sandbag, 1 motion over 50-inch bar. Like I say, in terms of the weight, not a problem, but quite good for fitness and endurance really. This does test your conditioning a bit, and like I say, I did find it a bit gassy. Nothing I couldn't handle, though. I did manage to complete it. I think the sandbag could be about 10-20 kilos heavier, and I'd probably be okay with it. But the blue sandbag that you see on the left, that's 117 kilos, and I know there's no way that I would be able to do that. I did that last week, doing 1 rep every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, and that was a struggle. It's a shame that there's not a bag in between somewhere, because you've got the 72 kilo bag and then you've got the 117 kilo sandbag, so it's quite a jump. It's a 45 kilo jump. I have got a 105 kilo sandbag at home. I'm contemplating bringing it down actually, so I might try and use that. They have got kegs, and I was thinking of using a keg, but they're outside and it's cold, and I just couldn't be bothered bringing it in. And this is my first time doing this really, so I think I made the right decision by just using a light 72 kilo sandbag. So I think we're up to what's that, 8 or 9 reps at the moment. But yeah, I can definitely improve on this. I could have kept going. I mean, I did 4 minutes, 12 rounds, but I could have done 20 rounds of this. It was hard, but not to failure. I could have done more. Stiff legs weren't to failure, neither was yoke. So still very tiring though, because although I'm not lifting to a max, I'm still doing a lot of volume. I'm doing a lot of work. But yeah, this was alright. I actually kind of enjoyed this, to be honest. And yoke was okay. It was the stones afterwards I didn't really enjoy, and I didn't enjoy the farmers either, to be honest. But at least I'll be able to go heavy on them next week. So I think that's 11 now, if I'm right. So I think this is the last rep. Is this the last one? Yes, it is. Well done, Glenn. Okay, so now on to the Atlas stones. So I'll get my timer ready. And here we go. So it's 80 kilo stone, 14 reps. So the protocol for this was just to do 15 reps in the shortest amount of time. But with the 80 kilos, I did 14. So going for the second rep. Atlas stones is not one of my fortes, to be honest. I'm not really good at Atlas stones. I'm trying to one motion each one to try and get through it quicker. I was very fatigued actually at this point. I'd already done 6 sets of stiff-legged deadlifts. I'd done 6 sets of yoke and 3 sets of farmers. So and of course I did the sandbag and all, and it was a lot of work and it quite wiped me out. So by the time I got round to doing stones, actually I was a bit beat really, but I thought I'll stick with it anyway and just just try and do 15 reps in the fastest time possible. I probably could have done this a bit quicker, but I did. In all honesty, I did elect to drag my arse really. I wasn't giving it my all on this really. During each rep I was just trying to work on my technique really. I was like, stones is not good for me really, but I'm going to try and get better at it. Because I've got a big belly, once I get it on my lap and all that, I don't have a lot of room left really. I'm not using any tacky whatsoever as well. I'm going to start using tacky, especially when it gets heavy. I was like, it's just an 80 kilo stone, but I think I'm going to have to start using tacky, really. So there's a mistake right there. I could have been a bit closer there. It's always good to videotape yourself and then watch it back to see what your technique is like and what errors you make. I watched the Stoltman's video on Atlas stones. I mean, Tom Stoltman holds the world record for the heaviest Atlas stone ever lifted, 286 kilos, and he holds records for the fastest set of castle stones done as well. I believe he did a set of 5 in like 16 seconds, with the heaviest stone being 200, so that's absolutely amazing. You know, Tom Stoltman's probably the best of the stone lifters. Lissis is pretty good as well though. Lots of good stone lifters, but I think it's safe to say Tom Stoltman is king, and he's now 2 times world's strongest man as well as being 2 times Britain's strongest man back to back. So when I lift out the stone, I have got stone sleeves. I did buy some, but they're not great really. They just keep moving all the time on me, and they're more of a pain, they're more of a hindrance than a help really. So I prefer to just use some good old skin really. My skin gets scraped up and it gets ripped a bit regardless of whether I use tacky or not. I mean, the heavier stone I use, and if I use tacky, then it will rip into my skin and all that, but I heal quite well anyway, and I haven't got any tattoos or anything, so I'm not worried about that. I don't have a single tattoo on my body. I never have had, probably never will do. I mean, they're quite common now, it's pretty much the in thing really, but you know, I don't go with the grain, I go against it normally. So notice as well, I changed my shirt and all. I was wearing my cat t-shirt, but I've changed into this Rebel Strength top because I didn't want to ruin my nice cat t-shirt. So we're 4 minutes in. I think that's the 8th rep now, and I will be honest, I was just deliberately taking my time here really. I could have gone quicker than this, but I was physically drained, and I'm physically drained now, hence why I'm going to do a deload week after this, because I just can't keep going. I mean, my next training session's Sunday, but I know there's no way I'm going to come in on Sunday and do some good log pressing. I'm going to be fatigued, so I'm going to do log pressing. Sunday will be a pressing day, but it's just going to be a lighter back off day. So back off with the weight, back off with the volume, just do less and take it easy. That's what I'm going to do. So this is kind of like EDT training or escalated density training, where you try and get as much work in you as you can in a certain amount of time. I mean, 80 kilo Atlas stone is quite light for me, really. But it's very weird because after this I did try to go up to 100 and I just couldn't do it. I just had no grip on it, really. And when I watch the supplements videos, their tip is to use tacky, so because there is a big difference between when you use tacky and when you don't use tacky on Atlas stones. You will get so much more out of it. So I think in future I'm gonna. I mean, I said this is an accumulation block, and I do try to use try not to use equipment where I don't have to. Try and make things harder, but I think with stones you've just got to, really. So I'm going to start using tacky. I think it's a pain to get off, but apparently baby oil is best, or you can. I mean, my go-to is white spirit or paint remover or paint thinner you can use, or whatever it is. White spirit is what I normally use, but I might try baby oil and see how I get on with that. There's other like tacky removers that you can buy as well off Amazon or eBay, or even I think Strength Shop or whatever. So I just grip that wrong, really. I just, when I'm fatigued, I'm just not concentrating on my form at all, really. When it comes to Atlas stones, I am shit, I will be honest, you know. I'm decent at sandbags, I'm decent at kegs. But yes, as I say, sandbag is not one of my fortes, really. I've never had a strongman competition that's had stones in it, but if I did, that would trick me up. Just like throwing a bag toss over bar is a weak event for me as well. So these are the things that I really need to knuckle down and practice and get good at, because otherwise it's just going to cost me if I have them in a comp. I've had bag toss twice, and both times I've done badly because I'm just crap at it, really. So, you know, I need to focus on the events I'm bad at as well as the ones I'm good at. Okay, so this is rep number 14, I believe. So that's 7 minutes. It's one of the reasons why I don't like doing Atlas stones constantly. I mean, I have got sleeves and all that, but I don't like using them. I mean, they'll go away soon enough anyway. So I don't mind doing stones every now and again, but I don't do them constantly exactly because of this. I mean, the sleeves I've got, the stone sleeves I've got, they're not great, to be honest. And when I do stones, they just feel like they're slipping all the time. They're a bit rubbish, really. So I prefer to just man it up and just use my arms. I mean, I didn't even use any tacky today, and it's done that. So there we are. Okay, so I thought I'd finish up with some dead hangs. The other day I did dead hangs with pronated grip, and I only managed 51 seconds, and it kind of annoyed me, really, to be honest, because I know I can do much better than that, and I was determined to get at least a minute. So I went in today and managed 61 seconds. So I'm really pleased now. I'm going to try and find ways to make this harder. I actually used 4 fingers the other day and got 57 seconds. So the fact that I came back a couple of days later and only managed 51 using thumbs was a bit depressing, really, but I've made up for that today. Dropping about 1 kilo a week at the moment. Beginning of January I was about £327, then I was £325, and now I'm £323. So the weight loss is going all right at the moment. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the workout now, really. Other than the Atlas stones, it was all good. Okay, so that's the end of another workout. So thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm probably going to have a little bit of a deload now, really. I feel fucked. So I'm doing like 4 days and all that. So I've got my log press on the first day, deadlift on the second, and then squat and flow press on the third, and then normally do like some deadlift variation. At the moment I'm doing stiff leg deadlifts, and then strongman mainly on the 4th day, and by the 4th day I'm fucked, I'm wiped out. So gonna have a deload. My next training session is gonna be Sunday, but it's just gonna be like pressing. But if I was to go in and do week 3 day 1 and do 7 sets of 5 with quite a moderately heavy log, I don't think I'll be able to do it. I made that mistake last time when I tried to go in and I just hadn't recovered from my strongman workout, and I have done a lot today. So I've done heavy yoke farmers, I've done sandbag, I've done stones, I've done a lot today, and even though I'm not going to a max or anything, it's the amount of volume I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to take it easy for a week, and then I'll come in and do week 3 probably at the end of next week, I should be guessing. So a couple of light easy workouts, really hammer the recovery. I mean, I'm doing all my fundamental recovery. I'm drinking at least 3 litres of water a day. I'm averaging 7.5, 8 hours sleep a night, and making sure I get my protein and calories in and all that. So I'm really trying to cover the fundamentals. It's just, I think it's just a fact where I'm just doing a lot of work, a lot of volume really. So my body just needs to catch up and be able to handle the workload. Anyway, so that's it for now. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for the next video.